Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we are taking a deep dive into what is honestly shaping up to be one of the most insanely detailed, totally unpredictable digital environments ever created. We're talking about the wild, vibrant, and utterly chaotic state of Leonida. If you've been paying any attention to the trailers and official screenshots, you already know that the sheer volume of random events packed into this world is staggering. I mean, we aren't just looking at a static map anymore. We're looking at a living, breathing ecosystem where literally anything can happen at any moment. Okay, let's dive into this, because the scale of what we're dealing with here is actually kind of hard to wrap your head around at first glance. We all remember the random encounters in past games, right? You know, maybe a mugging over here, a random car crash over there. But what the source material reveals is a massive leap forward in unpredictability. From wild animals invading urban spaces to bizarre crimes playing out right in front of you, the streets, the swamps, and the beaches of Leonida are absolutely going to throw things at you that you'd never ever expect.
To make sense of all this madness, here's our quick tour itinerary. 1. A new standard of immersion. 2. Wildlife and animal encounters. 3. Urban life and nightlife. 4. Rural chaos and off-roading. And 5. Crime, cops, and chaos.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, a new standard of immersion, building on a living world.
You know, it's virtually impossible to talk about the random events in Leonida without acknowledging the massive foundation laid down by Red Dead Redemption 2's living world. It brilliantly illustrates the evolution of the whole series. Think back to older games like GTA 5, where the environment was largely static. In Leonida, the world actually reacts to you. If you destroy a section of the road, you might drive by a few days later and see construction workers out there physically repairing it. Plus, imagine an NPC who actually knows you, greeting you, or complimenting you as you walk down the street. It's a huge, game-changing upgrade for immersion.
Moving right along to Section 2, wildlife and animal encounters, unpredictable nature.
Let's head out of the city limits for a second and see how this builds. Because as soon as you step outside the downtown core, and honestly, sometimes even when you're right in the middle of it, you're interacting with a genuinely dangerous ecosystem. Just look at this catalog of events. We're talking about raccoons climbing out of trash bins, literally carrying valuable loot in their paws or mouths. It immediately begs the what-if scenario. Do you fire a warning shot to scare the little guy and steal the loot, or do you just let him go? Then you've got alligators casually strolling into gas stations, or a massive shark circling dangerously close to ocean divers. You might even leave your safe house balcony door open in the Leonida Keys and find seagulls crawling inside. And out in the rural areas, the food chain is fully active, with predators openly hunting other animals right in front of your eyes.
All right, Section 3, Urban Life and Nightlife, the pulse of the city. Steering away from those wild swamps, the pulse of Vice City is fueled by an incredibly vibrant culture. The Ocean Beach vibe is just immaculate and ridiculously busy. You'll see rooftop dancers at hotels, stripping and partying. You've got tourists crowding around statues, snapping selfies, or hanging halfway out the windows of bright orange cars just to film videos for their social media. Down on the sand, you'll spot people using metal detectors to search for lost jewelry, lifeguards actively on duty, and folks playing American football. And it's not just the humans either. You'll even spot stray animals blending seamlessly into the urban sprawl, like a cat just casually sitting on top of an ATM outside a convenience store.
And guys, when Leonida parties, it goes massive. We're going to witness these sprawling boat and yacht parties out on the water, people dancing on literally every floor, floating around on inflatable flamingos, and zooming through the water on jet skis. The pool parties are just as wild. What's really fun here is catching the tiny, unexpected details in these massive crowds, like spotting a priest casually enjoying a drink by the pool right in the middle of the chaos. It's this dense intersection of varied lives that makes the city feel so remarkably real.
As the source material explicitly notes, nightlife will be buzzing all the time. The city never actually sleeps. The lines to get into these nightclubs are going to be huge, complete with guys getting violently kicked out onto the curb by bouncers. And right next to all that glitz and glamour, you're going to find a completely different side of the night. You'll see homeless NPCs physically moving their tamps, carrying their belongings through the neon-lit streets, or begging for money.
On to Section 4, Rural Chaos and Off-Roading, the Backwoods.
Leaving the neon glow completely behind us, out in the mud and muck of regions like Mount Karga, the standard rules of society are pretty much thrown right out the window. This is where you're going to encounter massive biker gangs cruising down the highways, totally disrupting traffic and ignoring basically all road rules. You can roll up to local car meets with heavily modified old-school cars, or head down to the Thrillbilly Mud Club to watch NPCs tear up the dirt in massive off-road vehicles. And if you look out over the fields, you might even witness dynamic wildfires burning across the landscape. Whether they were purposely set or sparked by the dynamic weather system, they add an incredible layer of danger to the backwoods.
And the backwoods will constantly test your morals with spontaneous what-if scenarios. Imagine you're out exploring a river and suddenly you see a kayaker lose control, barreling toward a dangerous waterfall. Do you stop what you're doing to intervene and save them? Or maybe you're hiking and stumble upon a quiet little camp in the woods, only to notice a dead deer and a squirrel strung up in the trees, a completely illegal hunting operation. How you choose to interact with these moments is entirely up to you.
Finally, Section 5. Crime, Cops, and Chaos. The Lawless State.
This brings us to the beating heart of Leonida. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer variety of trouble you can just stumble into. You could walk into a random bar, and suddenly a guy named Cow grabs your shoulder, signaling that a huge bar fight is about to kick off with the angry guys right behind him. Down on Ocean Beach, you might see cops detaining a group of girls. But instead of taking it seriously, one of the girls is literally twerking on the police car while her friend takes a selfie. Or imagine driving through a quiet suburban neighborhood, hearing a massive commotion, and looking over a fence to see a homeowner desperately trying to catch a live alligator in his backyard. No way, right?
So, the absolutely crucial point here is that actions in this world have real weight and persistence. If an NPC gets into a massive car crash on the highway, it's not just going to magically disappear when you look away. The environment gets visibly damaged, and that damage stays there. What's more, a weasel news chopper might dynamically fly in to film the wreckage, or the wildfires, or the shootouts. And yes, if you're feeling particularly chaotic, you can aim up and shoot that news chopper right out of the sky, creating a whole new, massive disaster for the police to deal with.
Pulling all of this together, the analysis from the source material makes one thing abundantly clear. This is shaping up to be the most dynamic and exciting entry in the entire series. By building on the living, breathing world mechanics of the past and dialing the unpredictability all the way up to 11, players are going to be offered the richest, most spontaneous free roam experience yet. Literally every corner of the map, from the deepest, murkiest swamps to the highest luxury penthouses, is packed with unique events just waiting to trigger.
Which leaves us with one final, pretty exciting thought to ponder. When you finally step foot into this massive, totally unpredictable state, which random event are you most excited to track down first? Are you heading straight to the swamps to wrangle some alligators? Are you heading to the beach to watch the ridiculous arrests? Or are you diving into the ocean to test your luck with the sharks? Keep that in mind as we wait for the chaos to unfold. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I absolutely cannot wait to explore more of this incredible world with you next time.